Hi, welcome back to the Keto's YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at how to set up the Meraki client VPN and have the users automatically create their users and automatically lifecycle if that user leaves Entra ID, the accounts will be also removed from your network. So first thing we have to do is create our Radius server. First we have to go to the Keto's documentation. Don't worry, I'm linking this page down in the description down below. And we have to register both the Keto's application and the Easy Radius application. This is going to give Keto's the right permissions to access your tenant and talk to your Intune to check the devices and do all those things. So what we have to do is with a global admin account, we're going to click on the first URL. We're going to sign in and we're going to grant access. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the other application. While it seems like the same process, we have to do it twice. Now that we have done this, in this case, I'm going to use the Azure creation method, but don't worry, we're not creating any resources in your Azure tenant. This is a way to bill through Microsoft, so you don't have to add another vendor or anything like that. You can just go here, type Easy Radius, and click subscribe. Select your plan and click subscribe. And in here, we're just going to use whatever subscription and resource group we want to use. As I said, this is just for billing, and we're going to call it Cloud Radius. I have already called it that, so I'm going to call it Cloud Radius. That was already taken, so I'm going to use Cloud Radius 24. And then in here, we're going to go to review and subscribe. And we're going to click subscribe. Now that this has finished on Azure, we have to go to configure account. And now that we have created our server, we're going to go to settings. And in here, we're going to ensure that allow self-service user management is enabled. This is going to allow the users to come to the portal, create their own username and password, and authenticate. And you can have password requirements, so like minimum length, number, lowercase, uppercase, all that stuff. And then password validity. If you leave it at 0, they won't have to reset it. And if not, you can enter the number of days before they have to reset their password. So then after that, since we're already here, we might as well create our policy. And in this case, I already have a test policy set up. But in here, you would create a new one. You would call it VPN. And the cool part about it is you can add your IP address if you only have one. You can upload a CSV with a bunch of IP addresses if you have many. In this case, we're just going to add one. And it creates a random shared secret that you can use. Since in this one, we're not using client certificates. If you're using AnyConnect, we're also creating a video with client certificates and do all that stuff. This one is just for usernames and passwords, so make sure to check out our YouTube channel for that. We can leave this as empty. We're going to come here. We're going to let the server automatically create a certificate for the Wi-Fi. And then in here, we're just going to call it VPN. We're going to enable password authentication. And then if you want to enter a filter ID or something to send the users to a specific place or anything, we're going to set it up. In this case, we're just going to keep it as simple as possible. We're going to add it and we're going to create the policy. Once this policy is created, the users can come into the portal and they wouldn't see this overview just because they're not administrators. Instead, they would see this view where they have their username and they can create a password here. And they can create user. And if they forget their network password, they don't have to call you. They don't have to do anything. They just enter here with their Entra ID credential and they can create and remove their password. So now that we have created our test user with our own personal account, we can go back here to policies, and now we can set up the Meraki side of things, which is what you really came here to see. So in here, we're going to copy the server IP because we're going to use this. And first, we're going to enable it. Host name, we're going to use this in the client side of things. And then subnet, this is the subnet you want to assign the users that authenticate through the VPN. And shared secret, in here, I'm just going to use hello world. This is the secret that is going to be used between the VPN and the server to create the tunnel. This is going to be passed through configuration, so it's not like you're telling every single user to use that. They're going to use their username and password. We're going to set up manually here, but we recommend using an MDA and MDM or a GPO to push that down. And then in authentication, we're going to change this to radius. We're going to add a radius server, and this is where we're going to use the IP address. So we're going to go here. We're going to copy the IP address. Then the port is 1812, and then the secret is whatever secret we have here. And we're going to copy the secret. You can add us all radius services that we have. This will make it more available in case one goes down. So if possible, add all of them. Then in radius timeout, we're just going to do 30 seconds, and retry count, we're just going to do 6. It can be as many as you want. And then we're going to click Save Changes. So now that we have done this, we have set up the client VPN. Next we're going to do is we're going to create it here. So we're going to go to VPN. So the next thing we have to do is we're going to manually connect our computer to make sure that the VPN is working. So we're going to go here. We're going to do more VPN settings. And in here I already had created a Meraki video one. And now in here we're going to add a Meraki VPN. So we're going to do Windows built-in, Meraki VPN, and then the server or address. So in this one, you can use the host name. Or if it's an internal one, you can use the internal IP address or something like that. And then VPN type, we're going to select L2 TP IPsec with pre-shared key. We're going to go back to here. We're going to copy our super secure password. And then we're going to leave it for sign in so that the user can put their username and password. And that's going to be the username and password that they created here. And I mean, in this case, we could fill it out, but let's do it how the user would see it after they do the integration. So in here, we're going to click Save. Okay, now we can test it as the user would. So we're going to go here. We're going to click VPN. We're going to click on our Meraki VPN. We're going to click on Connect. And we're going to get our username and password from here. Hopefully they have it saved somewhere secure. And that's how simple we connect to Meraki VPN. And also, if the user gets deleted in Entra ID or something else, since it's linked to their username, they'll be automatically removed from Radius and they will no longer be able to authenticate into their VPN. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this tool as much as we do.